Hey guys, RPM here. All right, this video, I want to talk about the harsh reality of GPU mining during, I guess, like a bull run, and especially during this time that we are in, as there have been a lot of people getting into mining, and the most common number one question is, where do you buy GPUs and how can you get them for cheap? And like, the answer is, you can't. You just can't, unless you put in the work and you put in the hustle, and you will be able to get GPUs in some way, in some fashion. Now, this video, I'm just going to be putting forth a lot of my thoughts and opinions and perspectives, and it's just my own opinion and thoughts and everything. So take it as you will. Nothing of anything that I say is financial advice. But anyways, guys, let's begin. I want to just acknowledge the fact that GPUs right now, especially like showing you on eBay, recently sold RTX 3080s, non-LHRs are still incredibly expensive to buy, and people are actually buying them for this much. So Asus TUF 3080 non-LHR, you can see here, $2,288 USD. Someone literally just bought this as I'm recording this video, December 14th. So it's insane, right? People are willing to pay this much money for these types of GPUs. Now, definitely, if there's anybody out there buying these non-LHR GPUs, they're going to be miners, because as we all know, the moniker LHR, there's LHR V2s that they will get about 74 mega hash or something, right, on the 3080 LHRs. But these non-LHRs, right, the non-LHR moniker, they'll get 100 mega hash or more, a little bit more. That's great, right? And so people are willing to pay that much just to garner that extra 30, 40 mega hash or something, right? So when I talk to people, and I trust me, I've talked to all types of miners now, from people that are just getting started to maybe, you know, one that has a couple rigs, and then another guy that has maybe 100 to 200 GPUs. And then I've talked to a couple guys actually that have like 10 megawatt farms, 20 megawatt farms. And there's this one dude, I think I talked to him, he had like 50 megawatt, but he didn't actually have 50 megawatts filled out in terms of capacity. But man, just getting the perspective of all these people that, depending on your financial situation, you may or may not be able to buy GPUs at these prices. And trust me, there are people that have a lot of money and are actually willing to pay for these prices, especially if they believe that, you know, crypto and mining will still be great for the next while, right? That's what everyone's speculating on. It's interesting. It's very interesting. And I'm going to say that, not to say that the bear market is going to come, but that's another reality is, you know, same what happened back in 2018, right? When Bitcoin went to 20K, there were a lot of people FOMOing into mining, and I was one of those guys. And, you know, I was paying like $300 or $350 for GTX 1060s back then, and it was expensive. Did I break even on those GPUs when crypto started going down? No, I did not. I actually did not break even on those GPUs up until I would say I think it was the February or January of 2020. It was a good like 2 years, and like 2 years and a half or something, right? Something like that. And so, you know, these times it was rough, right? Emotionally and probably physically as well. And I remember that during this time that a lot of miners, a lot of people got out because they couldn't pay for their electrical costs anymore, right? And so looking at this time, it was hard. It was really hard, but there were a lot of people that stuck with it, right? Especially, well, you can see the network hash rate during 2018. It kept rising because a lot of people were getting into mining as, you know, the same idea, the same ideals, the same stigma or mentality, whatever, the same feelings that we are having today, in my opinion. All right, the same bull run FOMO feeling of people buying expensive hardware. I was also I was one of those guys, right? And a lot of people that were in that were also the same, and we had the same feeling that mining was still going to be great for the longest time. And then lo and behold, after Bitcoin hit 20K in January, crypto and I guess the prices of Ethereum, everything started going down, right? Ethereum went all the way down throughout 2018 till like $99, $100 or something. It was just a long, arduous, just down. And it goes to show the network hash rate during this time was going down and down. And I remember people liquidating hardware, and GPUs were extremely cheap during this time. It was more so GPUs like RX 580s, 8GB cards were $60, $100 or so. Right? The ASRock H110 Pro BTC Plus motherboards, notorious motherboards that are amazing in my opinion. They were selling for like $25, $35, and this was even on Amazon. And you look at prices today for an Asus mining expert board, which I remember seeing on Amazon selling for like 30, 40 bucks or something. December 13th, recently sold. Someone literally bought a new Asus B250 mining expert board for $950 USD. That is utterly insane, and it's just insane to me that people are buying these for these prices, because for me personally, I've seen them way cheaper than that, right, during the bear markets. And I'm just gonna say right now, during the bear market, it's literally the best time to mine and also the best time to buy GPUs or hardware, because everything is cheap, and plus you are yielding more of the coin. Now, you can argue, like Red Panda, though, you weren't really profitable per se. That's going to be very dependent on your expenses and electrical cost. For myself personally, I was okay to pay out of my pocket. I was okay to do that. I would rather do that than buy the crypto, because I want to hedge myself by buying the hardware and also mine the crypto. And so it's kind of like a win-win in my opinion, because the hardware and the crypto, as you can see, for the past year has appreciated just literally like insane. Like I don't even know the word to describe it, but like an RX, let's just go RX 580 8GB. Let's just go recently sold. There you go. People, look at this. Oh my God. I cannot believe some people are buying a Sapphire Pulse 580 8GB for $535 December 14th. See here, parts only. Someone bought a parts only, that means it's probably a dead GPU, an RX 580 8GB for $202. Another parts only, someone bought it for $367. Okay, yeah, like things are ridiculous. Like it's still insane. And going back to like the 3080s, I remember that these non-LHR GPUs, like the moniker wasn't even there back then when Ethereum went up to, this was in May, right? $4,200 when Ethereum was that time. 3080s, I remember they were like $3,000, $2,800, $2,700. I remember making a video back in May and just talking about the profitability and the prices of GPUs. And yes, they have come down for the 3080s, non-LHRs, but it's still up there, right? They're not supposed to be this price. And you know, I'm gonna call out a lot of the sponsors I've had, like Nerd Gears, AAA Wave, Mining Cave, everyone, all the hardware businesses out there. The prices of these GPUs that they sell on their website, it's all scalped. It's all extremely expensive, right? And we're not gonna lie to ourselves here. Even the companies, the businesses know that during this time, it's the best time to sell, because the prices of these hardware, it's extremely expensive. Okay, so that's the reality. Like the reality is, businesses, they're there to make money. Let's not kid ourselves. If you had a business like this, hardware company selling motherboards, PC parts, ATX power supplies, motherboards, even graphics cards, let's not kid ourselves. You would definitely sell them for a bit more than what the market is going for, or maybe a bit less, whatever. Relative to what the other companies or businesses that are selling GPUs, you're not going to sell an RX 580 8GB for, I don't know, $100. Because like I showed you on eBay, people are actually buying them for $500. You wouldn't do that. So obviously, with profitability for mining being so amazing, and it's been amazing since the run-up of DeFi, when we were able to garner the block rewards and the transaction fees up until EIP 1559, but relative to what the price of Ethereum is right now, it's still profitable. Okay, that's one thing a lot of people don't understand, is like things are incredibly profitable because the Ethereum network hash rate is also at an all-time high, but it's not high enough to garner all of that profitability, because you need, like, I don't even know what the math there. You guys can do the math of how much more hash rate we would need to just essentially not have, let's see, this is an RX 480, right? No longer make $1.50 a day, right? So you're looking at how they do the equation here. It's like they get the block times, the block rewards, which could change at a whim, right? It could be sometimes the miner tip could be a lot, and we've seen some crazy blocks as of the past couple months after EIP 1559. And you can see here, right, in terms of the rewards, it's much less. And the reality of mining during the bull runs like this, with networks mining hash rates going up, especially on Ethereum, you can see versus what we were mining, I would say, a year and a half ago, we were able to yield a lot more Ethereum. Okay, so that also goes back to the bear market, where it's the best time to mine because you're yielding more of the coin. Plus you have, or you've bought in GPUs or hardware for cheap. So it's like a win-win in that situation, as you're hoping or speculating that the prices of crypto is going to go up, right? So those that kept on mining during the bear market or got into crypto during these times have definitely won out, in my opinion. Now, you guys are asking, Red Panda, what about now? What about those that have gotten into mining now, and they've gotten into mining because things are extremely profitable, but you're not alone? Millions upon millions of other people have gotten into mining as well, right? If we're looking at mining pool stats, now this is not a definitive number here, but roughly 1.66 million miners right now, right? These are different Ethereum addresses. Now, F2 Pool doesn't show on here. Hivon doesn't show on there the number of wallets or miners that are, I'm going to say like couple million, 5 million, 6 million. I don't know how many crypto miners are out there in the world, but it's a good amount. It's a good amount. And the amount of hardware that has come about since DeFi summer of 2020, in my opinion, is, it's insane, right? We went from like 200 terahash all the way up until now, 923 as of recording this video, December 14th. So it's insane. Just one thing I'm also kind of gonna say is that for those that are getting into mining now, your risk, right? The reality is your risk is way higher because you're spending this much money on hardware. We're spending a lot more on hardware. And, I know it's nice that you are seeing that dollar value being really nice, but at any point in time, crypto is extremely volatile, and it could go down to numbers that we have no idea where it could go down to, right? I'm not saying that it's going to happen. There's a few things that are kind of different this time as people talk about, but I mean, like, big things that are happening, I guess, in the economy is like inflation. And we got, the pandemic that has caused silicon shortage around the world, which has caused a lot of people to work from home, a lot of gamers to stay in, a lot of people that are upgrading their computers and PCs. And so there's just, the other side of it is just demand, as mining is extremely profitable right now and has been for the past year and a half, and showing how much hardware has come up on the networks this past year. It just goes to show that, yes, all the hardware out there and all the businesses that are selling these types of hardware are just raking in the money because they can. And obviously that's something that we can all complain and say, they're scalpers, but this is like business 101. This is happening everywhere around the world. It's not just PC parts that are up in price. Cars, trucks, everything, guys. Food has been going up in price. Let's not kid ourselves here, okay? No one's gonna be selling their RX 580 for $100 these days. All right, let's just get that out of the way, as I know a lot of people complain like hardware is not supposed to be this much, and yeah, it's not supposed to, but it is, okay? And that's the reality of what we are in right now, as everyone and their dog is getting into mining. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to call you guys dogs for those that are getting into mining now, because it sucks. I understand the situation everyone is in right now, okay, including myself. You guys are probably gonna laugh at that, but like, you guys are gonna be like, Red Panda, be quiet. You're not a small miner, and it's unbelievable. You guys have absolutely no idea the type of money out there that have millions of dollars or even hundreds of thousands of dollars buying hardware and making mining farms. Those guys that have very cheap like electric, it's nothing to them. They are making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a month, depending on how much hardware they have. But there are a lot of those guys out there, guys. And if you guys are calling me a big miner, I'm gonna say small residential miner, and I'm with you guys there. Okay, I don't care if you guys think I'm not. I am. I'm gonna say I am, because I have seen way bigger operations in the thousands out there in terms of GPUs, and we are nothing compared to those guys. And you know, I guess the metaphor like is the rich just get richer, and it's true. Those that had the money, those that had the capital to invest in stuff, especially that kept with it during the bear market, is they're just laughing. They're just laughing. And so I'm just giving you guys that perspective, just the information there, that there's plenty of people out there that are just, they have done this now for a long time. They've had the money, they've had the capital. For me personally, being in mining now for the past couple of years, there's been a lot of highs, but there's also been a lot of lows. And I would say during the bear market, it was a lot of lows, but I stayed positive. I believed in the future of crypto fundamentally, and I believed that the prices would eventually go up, and they did. Lo and behold, they did, right? And you can watch my channel back in 2019. I was making profitability videos, you know, RX 580s were making 10 cents a day, and it was pretty brutal. And then also during those times, the emotional headspace of a lot of miners during that time was also pretty bad as well, right? Things were extremely unprofitable. A lot of people could not pay for their electrical bill out of their pocket. No, a lot of people couldn't stay up with it, and a lot of people got out of mining. And it goes to show, as you know, as the bull run of 2017 up to 2018, the network hash rate was rising, but you can see this long, since August 12th, all the way down to February 7th of 2019. So it was a good 8 months of downward Ethereum hash rate going offline. And that's when I remember a lot of hardware was being sold off for literally next to nothing. Like P106 100s were selling for like $20. Let's see what P1. I don't even want to look at it. It's kind of depressing now. But oh my God, people bought this for a $749. 105 for parts. 105. These used to cost. I remember seeing these for like $25. Working P106 100s. Okay, like just to give you guys that perspective, like this hardware used to be extremely cheap during that time. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to speak my mind and just give you guys this, just all these food for thoughts as to just the realities of GPU mining for the past couple of years. Just giving you guys my experience, and I understand. Yeah, I said it. I understand right now it sucks to get into GPU mining. You're trying to get hardware, and it's extremely expensive, especially for those that are just wanting to get into it. They're wanting to make money, like, right? Let's not kid ourselves. All of us that are in cryptocurrency and crypto mining, we all have a financial incentive in this. Let's not kid ourselves. I understand a lot of people have long-term goals. I do myself. Okay. For me, like, I've been not selling in this bull run. I've been in my financial situation. My long-term goal is to be essentially financially free. And I understand in crypto, long term, like the big picture of crypto, I get it. I want to stay in this for long term. And I am not looking at the price. I'm not worried about the price action that what we're seeing today, because it doesn't matter. For me, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, I think that it's going to be something that we're just going to laugh about and not have any regrets about. That's one of the biggest things for me, especially. Greatest story of all time is probably going to be like the dude who bought pizza with 10,000 Bitcoin. And, you know, I don't want to have those kinds of regrets. And so for me, long term, as if crypto, like currency as a whole, and actually there's one thing that I did kind of want to give my thoughts on, is like the market cap, right, of crypto altogether is almost, as a recording, $2.1 trillion, right? And if we're looking at other market caps like gold, for instance, 11.2, Apple's 2.86 trillion, Microsoft 2.4. So if Bitcoin right now is at 912 billion, how much more can Bitcoin go? How many more of the, you know, institutional investors are going to invest in crypto? And let's be honest, if the retail investors got in, there'd have to be a crap ton of retail investors. You know, I would say let's say 1 billion retail investors invested like $100 into Bitcoin. Then yeah, that would add, I don't know if my math there is right, another $1 trillion is $100 or $10. I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like, if you have that kind of understanding how much more money can be pushed forward into crypto, that's what I guess a lot of people are speculating, right? That's what we all are speculating. And whether or not the bear market is coming soon or not, I have no idea, right? I think a lot of everyone's hoping for, you know, 100K. I mean, I'm hoping for that too, right? But you guys have to be mentally prepared for that. All right. I want people to be mentally prepared that if that doesn't come, and the same thing happened in the last bear market, then you should be prepared. And I don't know what strategies you guys are going to do. Everyone's financial situation is different. Okay. And I don't want to give any like strategies or whatever in that aspect, but there's many different ways, and there's going to be people that have very high electrical costs. And so they will not be able to keep going in terms of mining because it'll just cost way too much. Like an RX 480, one RX 480 right now making like $1.84 before electric, and then after, let's say you had 30 cents electric, that's you're spending $1 electric a day for an RX 480, and then you're making like 83 cents a day off that. So I mean, that's if you are actually selling the crypto that you're mining every single day to attain these numbers, right? And so for instance, if Ethereum and everything started to go down, or your crypto that you've mined started to go down and kept going down, and then the bear market came, then you're like, well, geez, I'm kind of stuck, right? Should I sell now or hodl up until the next bull run if that happens? And that's what I did, right? That's literally what I did. I held out during this whole time. It was not easy. And a lot of you guys who watch me, especially since 2019, you guys, those that have been with me since then, you guys understand the emotional roller coaster that crypto mining has had on all of us. And when you tie money and mining, and you know you're spending this much money on this type of stuff, it gets pretty intense, right? Obviously the saying goes is don't spend more than you can afford to lose. Like that saying everyone says, but like, to be honest, I think we all spend way more than than we can afford, in especially when it comes to mining and buying hardware. And it's I've said it before, and I've made a video about it. Like this is an addiction. It really is an addiction. It's like gambling, right? It's when you go to the casino and you know you just keep rolling the dice. You want to get more money, and the addiction is really there. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm going out of my head. This video is extremely long, but for those that have been here for this long, please let me know. But I just want to end off just clarifying that these types of hardware right now, it is hard to get, and it sucks. And I understand that, you know, especially like Intel CPUs, or you know the motherboards, the mining motherboards, especially the Asus Mining Expert boards, everyone trying to buy those Pentium CPUs, they were they're like, they cost more, sometimes more than i3s, if you can find the i3s on the market. It's just hilarious because you know if people are selling those Intel Celerons like G3930 or G4400s for way more, it's because it's obviously miners are needing them because they have these mining specific boards, or the 100 series or 200 series chipset Intel boards. They need those CPUs in order to run these boards, right? And so anyways, man, I think there's way more I wanted to get to, but understanding, guys, the harsh reality of mining, it's brutal. And I just wanted to give some perspective, whether it's perspective at all or any insight. I have no idea if this helped anybody, but if it did, I want to have discussions down below in the comments. You guys let me know what you think, and if you think crypto is still going to go up as we are now, as we are seeing in this massive hash rate rise of Ethereum. And I didn't even touch on the Ethereum merge that is coming in the next half year. Yeah, that's another that's another harsh reality that's coming really soon. So I think I'm gonna make another video talking about that, and you guys can yeah, let me know. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, and peace out.